nobody wants a third lockdown. It's hugely damaging on health grounds, but also for the economy. But I think most people will be saying to the Prime Minister, it's not a question of whether you rule it in or you rule it out. What are you doing now to try and prevent it? We can see that the tiered system isn't working in the way the Prime Minister promised. More people are going into the higher tiers, so it's not strong enough. The gaps are still there, so there isn't the support for people to self-isolate. The communications is all over the place. Go to work, no, don't go to work. Eat out, no, don't eat out. Have a Christmas, have a small Christmas. These problems have got to be sorted. So whether the Prime Minister rules it out or not is not the central question. I think the central question, Prime Minister, is what are you doing now to prevent the chance of a third lockdown? He's got to toughen up over Christmas. He's got to show some leadership. People know what's going on. They're fearful that the NHS is going to get overrun. They don't want a third lockdown. They want a Prime Minister who's got the leadership to say, these are the tough decisions I need to make. At the moment, the Prime Minister is not going to toughen up the regime over Christmas. And I think most people can see that we're heading for real problems. So he's got to toughen, those restrictions, easing the restrictions, I think is going to be the next big mistake for the Prime Minister. And he, rather than sort of saying, well, I'm not going to change the rules, it's over to you, families and communities, you take responsibility. That's not the act of a Prime Minister. The Prime Minister should say, I'll take the difficult decisions, not hand them over to individuals. Well, I think in Wales, for example, they've brought it down to 2 households. That seems a step in the right direction. Might want to even talk about the numbers within the households, but what you can't have is a Prime Minister who, as he's done throughout this pandemic, has been too slow to act. It's obvious we've got a problem. It's obvious the NHS is struggling, and we owe it to all those in the NHS and actually to the health and economic future of the country to take tough decisions.